Still following the developing news, we've been on all afternoon and evening long at deadly shootout in College Station. And as we've learned from new details on those lost and what exactly happened, some of that information is leading to more questions. But first, amateur video we received within the last few hours capturing the scene from a couple of blocks away. Take a listen.
They're shooting out here. Babe, get down. They're shooting for real. That cop is right under that cop car. Get in, baby. Get in. Get in. Dad, get in the house.
Again, that was amateur video taken from the scene of the shooting. And tonight, College Station police identified the suspected gunman. They say Thomas Caffall was the shooter who took the lives of a Brazos County constable and a 43-year-old man. Caffall is also accused of shooting several other people before he was fatally shot. We checked with state court records, and he does not have much of a record to speak of. In 2006, he was arrested for driving while his license was invalid. We did get a look at his Facebook page tonight, and there were some pictures of firearms he apparently posted. We don't know if any of those were involved in today's shooting. But some of the most recent activity included him asking people in his friends list if they wanted to remain his friend. A statement sent by the attorney representing his family had this to say this evening: "Our family was shocked and devastated by the tragedy this afternoon. Our thoughts and prayers go to the families of the deceased and the wounded victims. We mourn them and the loss of Tress. He had been ill. It breaks our hearts. His illness led to this." So what exactly happened this afternoon? We know Brazos County Constable Brian Bachman is dead, as is one civilian, 43-year-old Chris Northcliffe, and the suspected shooter. A handful of others who were wounded. And what about these people? And how is the community remembering them this evening? We have team coverage live from College Station. Our Shannon Wolfson went to the memorial service tonight and also spoke with a close friend of the constable who was killed today. But first, we're going to Chris Sadeghi to explain more about the chaos and confusion at the crime scene today. Chris?
Well, Robert, it is 10 hours after that chaos. Officers are still out here looking over this area. It was a very wide crime scene stretching a couple of different streets, and there are people who live here still waiting to get inside because the streets are blocked off. But this neighborhood was the site of a nearly 30-minute shootout where nobody was safe.
It was like that little, distinct whistling noise that whenever a bullet's pretty close to you.
And bullet casings were all over the neighborhood streets. It was around noon when Constable Brian Bachman was serving an eviction notice at the home where the suspect, Thomas Caffall, was living, and the first shots were fired. By the time police arrived, Bachman was lying in the yard, and what came next was a full-fledged shootout. By the time it was done, Bachman had been killed, and Caffall had been shot to death by an officer. A bystander was also killed and even more injured. We talked to a couple guys who were holed up in their house because that's where police told them to stay while the bullets were flying.
Go inside, lock your doors, just be safe about it, because he might try to hide in your house and things like that.
And I heard two bullets go, whiz right by my room, and my bed's, right against the window, so I kind of just threw myself out of bed. I probably should get away from my window.
It was probably 30 or 35 minutes, and first it was just one or two shots, and then that was when the, automatic fire started. It was, maybe 20 minutes into it.
Now, this neighborhood near the A&M campus is an older neighborhood going under some revitalization, and a few different people said when they heard the noisy, loud bangs, they thought it was a part of the construction until the officers filled the streets. We're live in College Station tonight. Chris Sadeghi, KXAN News.
And the people of College Station are rallying around the victims. There are several memorials and vigils taking place tonight. Shannon Wolfson continues our live team coverage from the A&M United Methodist Church, site of one of those memorials. Shannon?
Robert, this has obviously been a traumatic day for this community. 4 people shot by one gunman, 2 of them killed, both of them fathers, and one of them a beloved law enforcement officer. So tonight, this community came together at this church here on the Texas A&M campus, hoping to heal and also to remember those they lost.
Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted.
Searching for comfort, a weary College Station community filled pews in churches all over town Monday night. Their prayers for the family of beloved Brazos County Constable Brian Bachman.
Today is a very sad, sad day for Brazos County. We've lost a good man. Brian was not only a good man, he was a great father, a great husband, and a good peace officer.
Brazos County Sheriff Chris Kirk worked with Bachman for 18 years at the sheriff's office before he became constable last year.
He was really proud to be doing what he was doing, and his wife, one of the first words that she shared with me was that he was doing what he loved to do, and that's so very true.
His friends say Bachman loved his job and was supremely devoted to his family, wife Donna, 14-year-old Colby, and 9-year-old Caitlin, children who will grow up without a father who died just doing his job.
I don't know anything about the investigation at this point other than the fact that Brian went to do his job and he was gunned down for doing that. It's a tragic, tragic situation, and we're just devastated.
While a community mourns what appears to be a senseless act of violence, Sheriff Kirk is grieving for a friend.
Brian was a very good friend of mine, and I worked with him to get elected Constable Precinct 1, and had hoped that he would take my place when I retired. Brian not only was a good father and a good husband, he was a Christian man. And so we know where he's going, and we'll join him there someday.
Lots of grief in this community tonight. We have also learned the name of the second victim, 43-year-old Chris Northcliffe, also a father. A 55-year-old woman was also shot. She is still in the hospital in critical condition tonight. College Station police officer Justin Olkey was shot in the leg, also still in the hospital, but good news, in stable condition tonight. 2 other officers with minor injuries were released from the hospital this afternoon. And just to show you really how tightly knit the Texas A&M community and the College Station community are in this area. Tonight, students at Texas A&M held a candlelight vigil on the campus here to remember the victims and to honor their families. We are live in College Station tonight. Shannon Wolfson, KXAN News.